Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLuga. Thanks so much for being here Friday, October 10th. Did not expect to have a second installment of Keep My Name Out Your Mouth within a week. I did not. Launched this a few days back. Thought it was going to be a weekly segment, but I'm feeling the need to talk to some folks and tell them to keep my name out your mouth. Not my name personally, but talking about the Jaguars, talking about some players on the Jaguars roster. It's time to dive into this because there's just some stuff that's pissing me off, and that's what this show's all about. Some things around the web, around the football media landscape that I do not think are truly representative of what is happening in reality right now. So we're going to dive into it because I'm a little bit pissed off. Really appreciate y'all being here. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. You can also check out GenJag.com. Pick up some new Duval gear. We got these awesome new stickers. They come with every single order. GenJag.com. Whew. Appreciate y'all getting us to 10,000 here. So let's start with power rankings. The NFL.com power rankings have the Jacksonville Jaguars at 11. 11. This is a team that's 4-1, tied for the best record in football. How many 3-2 teams? Teams with less than 4 wins are ahead of the Jaguars right now on the power rankings. The Seahawks, who they play this weekend at 5. And I'm not trying to make this show about the Seahawks specifically, even though you look around the damn web and everyone is picking the Seahawks to beat the Jaguars. Whatever. Whatever. That's not what this show is going to be about. Although I do think that is BS. Packers are 2-1-1 at 6. Rams 3-2 at 7. Commanders at 9, 3-2. Broncos at 10, 3-2. All ahead of the Jaguars. All right. Here's what I believe this is Eric Edholm, right? Yeah, Eric Edholm. He does there's different power rankings on the NFL.com, but he does the main one. They'll be talking about Monday night for a while down in Duval. The Jaguars roared back from a slow start and mounted one of the more important drives of Trevor Lawrence's career to win it. We got the entire Lawrence experience on that drive alone. The former number 1 overall pick was up and down on Monday with his legs bailing him out of some bad spots, but he also had 2 critical turnovers. Even on the game-winning drive, Lawrence took a bad sack and a delay of game penalty, and things weren't looking pretty, nor did his touchdown run, which started with Lawrence on his keister. What an incredible and absurd play. The Jaguars are just a fun team right now with Devin Lloyd's 99-yard pick 6 completely shifting the momentum their way. Without it, I doubt Lawrence gets his glory drive to win it. Without that pick 6, the Jaguars were still in that football game. At worst, they were going down 21-14. That game is far from over. Okay? Yeah, that was a game-changing play. Does that mean Lawrence doesn't have a chance to win that football game without it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's insane. That is insane. And having the Jaguars at 11 behind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with 3 wins or less are ahead of the Jaguars. Ridiculous. ESPN.com, where do they have the Jaguars? 12. Probably behind the same teams. Behind the Seahawks, the Chiefs, who they just beat, the Broncos, the Rams, the Packers, the 49ers, who they beat, are at 6. I really don't know what we're doing here. These rankings are ridiculous. And I just want folks to keep it a buck. The people who make these rankings, keep it a buck when the Jaguars are one of the best teams in the AFC at the end of the season. Because you're not giving them the respect they deserve right now. And there was some game previews this week about Jaguars Seahawks that, again, didn't piss me off about what they were saying about the Seahawks. The Seahawks deserve a lot of respect. They do. But the fact that the Seahawks are getting so much more respect than the Jaguars is insane, in my opinion. There's kind of this flippant attitude about the Jaguars and the way they're winning football games. The Athletic Football Show today was talking about how the Jaguars, they aren't quite as buttoned up as the Seahawks. They don't feel as real. They feel like a team that could fall off. Okay, how about this? Head coach, offensive mastermind, runs one of the most difficult offenses in the NFL to prepare for on a week-to-week basis. He is an X's and O's genius, right? His offensive line, pass protection, run blocking, getting the job done at a high level in both of those regards. Running game with the running backs, getting the job done at a very high level. Quarterback, 2 top wide receivers, just took a huge step forward on Monday night in a huge spot against the Kansas City Chiefs. Defensive front up at the top of the league in pressures. Run game, not the best performance, right, against the Chiefs, who were running a lot of RPO, some read option. They were making it difficult, obviously, in that game. They want to bounce back. Certainly the run defense does, but that's a really good run defense. And coverage, they just got better. Yes, Greg Newsome is a better cover corner than Tyson Campbell down the field. We'll talk about this a little bit. Tyson Campbell versus Greg Newsome. Tyson Campbell, a better run defender. Tyson Campbell, a better defender within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. In terms of like if you're going to target him in 0 to 10 yard range, yeah, Tyson Campbell, sure. Greg Newsome, though, is no slouch in run defense. He is no slouch 0 to 10 yards. But what he can do is stick with receivers down the field, and that's something Tyson Campbell could not. They're a better coverage team right now than they were. They absolutely are. And Anthony Campanile, the way he is utilizing his fronts, his second level, and his third level, running one of the most diverse coverage packages in the league. Like, they run everything on the back end. They change the picture post-snap. They disguise. On the front end, they use games, twists, stunts, you name it, to free guys up. They have talent across the board. They have a well-coached, talented special teams unit. What about the Jaguars exactly is not buttoned up? They're 4-1. Are there things they can improve? Yes. Are there things every single team in the NFL needs to improve right now? Yes. It's insane to me. And, I love the Athletic Football Show. I think they do as good of a job as anyone. But I just want people to keep it a buck. Keep it 100. I'm predicting the Jaguars are going to be one of the very best teams in the AFC. And when that happens, when there's no denying it because it's, only been 5 weeks, whatever you want to say, just keep it a buck. Keep it 100. All the people criticizing Trevor Lawrence, all the people saying the Jaguars are kind of fluky, all the people saying the Jaguars haven't beaten a good team, which, by the way, Trevor Sikkema of PFF does a great job covering the NFL, said the Jaguars need to prove that they can win against good teams 2 weeks in a row. They beat the Texans, they beat the 49ers, and then they beat the Chiefs. What are we doing here? What are we doing? So, yeah, this kind of attitude about the Jags, like, they'll fall off. The Jags aren't very good. Show me why that is the case. Because I don't see it. I do not see it. I don't think that there is a better coached team in the AFC right now. X's and O's, confidence building, teaching, all of it. And they're very talented at a lot of levels. And they have not reached their ceiling. So, yeah, I'm pretty bullish on the Jags right now. And then we've got the Devin Lloyd conversation. This just came up. I was having a little back and forth with Nate Tice. And Nate Tice did a, 5 weeks in, whatever it is, awards, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, all that stuff. And Nate Tice does a great job covering the NFL. All the folks I'm talking about right now do a great job. But hey, if you say something that's silly, I'm going to talk about it here. That's what this is all about. Devin Lloyd not being on the podium for Defensive Player of the Year, much less not being at the top of the list, is insanity. It's insanity. And I'm not sitting here telling you that Devin Lloyd is the best defensive player in the NFL or that he will be the defensive player of the year by the end of the season. What I'm telling you is that through 5 weeks of the NFL season, Devin Lloyd is without question the NFL defensive player of the year. Without question. What he has done is historical. Through 5 weeks in the NFL. He has 4 interceptions in 5 games. 4 interceptions in 5 games. He has a 99-yard record-setting pick six where he made Patrick Mahomes look silly with the interception and with the return. He has been a menace blitzing. He's gotten a lot of pressure on the quarterback every single week, right? Every single week so far. He's making a lot of tackles. He's making stops. I don't know what you want to see from a guy to be defensive player of the year. I always want to call it defensive MVP. It's defensive player of the year, right? I don't know what you want to see. No one is changing the game, changing wins and losses more than Devin Lloyd is right now on the defensive side of the ball. To me, that's defensive player of the year. That's everything you want, right? He's had multiple stops, which is a tackle that constitutes a negative outcome for the offense in 3 of the 5 games so far. He has interceptions, right, in 3 of the 5 games so far, including, again, the 99-yard pick six last week and 2 interceptions against the San Francisco 49ers in week 4. The guy's playing out of his damn mind. And I think Nate Tice missed the mark with that. So that's going to do it. Just wanted to get on my soapbox, talk about some things that are pissing me off today. I try to be, fairly objective here. Everything I have said today is not coming from a place of give my team respect, give the Jags respect. That's the team I pull for. It's literally analyzing the Jaguars week in and week out, analyzing what they're doing, and, having some level of connection with this team, covering the team and all that. I just think they're not getting the respect they deserve. Trevor Lawrence isn't. We talked about that a lot. The team as a whole isn't getting the respect they deserve. Devin Lloyd is not getting the respect he deserves, at least from Nate Tice, who is one of the, bigger names in NFL media right now, at least in my opinion, just based on the fact that I think he does a great job over at Yahoo. The Athletic Football Show is saying, we don't know. We don't know about the Jags. Okay. Keep it 100, y'all. Really appreciate you tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.